Preview.
Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to discussing the glass ceiling with Nairim Michelle. So, what is the glass ceiling, you might ask? Some of you might not even know. Some of you actually think it's an actual glass ceiling, but no, it's not. It's just an invisible barrier created by society to prevent advancement or just entry in general sometimes for minority, of course, of any kind, men and women of any color, of course. Not always the best thing because, we have a lot of inequality already in the workplace. It can vary in different types of barriers, which are usually built off of negative attitudes towards certain people or just biases and stereotypical minds, and make people feel as if they're unworthy of running these businesses. Most workers are affected in different ways by their pay, their hours, their benefits. Usually the promotion offers is the biggest deal, and that's what a lot of people are affected by. Any negative little aspect can change your career in many different ways. So many people believe that they're not affected by this, but it's not true. A lot of people don't even know that they're being affected by this. I have male friends who do not understand this barrier, whether they're minority, whether they're just already in the workplace. A lot of people just see this as, hey, you do what you can and you make the best out of it. Well, no, that's the thing. It's not real, but it's in a lot of people's mindsets. If your boss thinks like this, you will never see a promotion. Being that you can have the degree, you can have the experience, you can have everything you need, the networking, you will not make it past a certain position. Of course, you might be content with this position, but you should always be open to higher positions, of course. You might get the job, you might get the pay, but you cannot level up in your own company. Women are usually troubled by this, most all of the above and sometimes more, aside from other policies and other difficulties in the workplace. This is pretty aggravating, being that I'm a woman, I'm in business, and I'm a minority. So yeah, I was interested in this from the start because I applied to all three. Society creates these barriers for where we divide the gender spheres. We divide genders, which makes one believe that the other gender is superior to the other. In this case, a lot of males believe that they're superior to women. Of course, not the case. We're equal, and we're equal in the workplace. So that is why the glass ceiling is an important topic. We must bring awareness to it, and we must figure out how to overcome it. A lot of people believe that they're not even affected by it, and that's crazy because, as I said, minorities of all kinds, men and women any color, they're always going to be looked as less superior. We're not even aware of what the glass ceiling is, most of us, which is why I'm here to bring awareness to it. So let me tell you why this is important, because it's crazy how a lot of people hear the term but don't really regard it. They just look at me like, what? So yeah, as I said, it's an invisible barrier. A lot of people do not hear about it. They don't know about it. It's not a physical thing where you can just go to any employer and say, hey, I see that you have, no, I already see how my future is looking. But we're going to break this. That brings in the question, how do we overcome the barrier? There's a lot of different ways, starting off with the fact that you must pay attention to it, and you cannot be one of the managers that have this mindset. You cannot bring in the stereotypes to the workplace, and you can't just believe that your salary is lower because somebody else is more experienced. That's sometimes not true. Some higher positions pay salaries based off education, experience, loyalty to the company, etc. There's a lot of different variables that goes into deciding the salary, so some people aren't even aware that they might be, of course, affected by the glass ceiling. A woman technically only earns 75% of a man's salary who holds the same exact position as her. Women always have to go above and beyond to prove themselves to an employer that they are capable of holding the same position as a man. Even though one might be educated and one might have the experience and one might, talk the talk, walk the walk, sometimes it's not enough. And finding ways to break it is generally hard. Women themselves also play a part in creating this glass barrier. In the future episodes, there are more things that go into creating the glass ceiling, and if not creating it, making sure that it stays.